The Nigerian Women for Agricultural Progressive and Development Initiative is primarily concerned about fostering dynamic opportunities for new collaboration and engaging in constructive dialogue with government entities. It also creates meaningful partnership across Africa and beyond, bringing cutting-edge technologies and innovative practices to agricultural endeavors. The body intends to create an opportunity for women farmers to enhance their skills and networks to enrich the farming. How far has the initiative gone in the discharge of its responsibilities? And how has this administration been intentional and supportive to the initiative in 2024 and what to expect in 2025? This will be our focus on Nigeria Today. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mikaria Clinton. Now, with me in the studio is a farmer and a national coordinator, Nigerian Women for Agricultural Progressive and Development Initiative, Omolara Svensson.
Farmer.
It's a pleasure to have you in Nigeria today.
It's good to be here. Yes.
Okay, also with us in the studio is Smith Ogene Tejiri Oyebokure. Is the National Public Relations Officer and Secretary, NEWS24, and also 2025 AGM Planning Committee. You're welcome.
Good evening. It's my pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you once again for coming.
Thank you. It's really a pleasure.
Now, Omolara, I'll start with you. Tell us about this initiative.
Right. So we are from AFAN. All of us are farmers from the All Farmers Association of Nigeria. We got tired of the status quo and the fact that as a nation there had never been a national body that represent women and the youth. We're just like underneath All Farmers Association somewhere in there. And a year ago, myself and a group of other women said we've had enough of all the power tussle, what have you, that's been going on with All Farmers Association, and we want results, we want to change, we want progress. And that was when we broke out of All Farmers Association, and well, they came back to us. We tried to meet on a, find a middle ground to meet. But well, we gave birth to the first national body representing women and of course youth in the agricultural sector, exactly January 24, 2024. So we're a year old, and our AGM, our first AGM, which we now, AGM is not normally, is no longer just you gathering and everyone just talking, so we have the AGM, we have the seminar, which is packed, and then we have the gala night. So what have we been doing at NEWS24? First thing we did was to start changing our orientation. Because, when you don't know what you carry, you don't know your value, you don't know your rights, you don't know what you can do and cannot do, then you can't even claim that you have been intimidated, or you're being pushed aside, or you're being oppressed. So we really have done a lot in the past 1 year. We've done a lot of sensitization, a lot of training, a lot of empowerment, and we launched our youth wing in August last year. The Honorable Minister of State was there to flag off the event. So yes, we have come a long way, and we are able to also work with the current administration, because of course that we can't, it's a mutual, it's husband and wife relationship. The government can't do without us, and we also cannot do without the government.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, Omolara has, of course, told us what this initiative is all about. When I saw you, Smith, the first thing I asked, I said, this is agricultural women. Yeah. And here is Smith, a man. So tell us a little bit of how you got involved, and what exactly are you doing with the Agricultural Women Initiative? Okay,
thank you very much. The youth wing of the Nigerian NEWS24 was flagged off in August. And we got involved to change the narrative in the youth. There has been this mindset among the youth that farming is a dirty business that you get to stain your hand, but then we need to come up, and we'll come up sensitizing youth, creating awareness of the value in agriculture and how youth can get involved in this, in revolutionizing agriculture in Nigeria. Of course, we need to start growing the food we eat, beginning from the home. And so this has been a tremendous journey for us as the youth wing.
Okay, now, Omolara, we'll go right into it, talking about women in agriculture. How important is it to encourage women to participate in agriculture?
Okay, so when there is a slogan, let me start from there. We say great women, great farmers, great nation. Great women farmers, great nation. No women farmers, no food on the table. No women farmers, no food in the other room. We constitute to the existence of every human, because the existence and sustenance of all of us on earth is agriculture. Now, the sustenance of agriculture is women. So there can be no agricultural sector without the women, because the women constitute to 86% of the workforce, and the youth constitute to 71% of the workforce in agriculture. Now, when you even take the youth, women are predominant in that statistics. So yes, there is no agriculture without women, and that is why we have been talking and we've been advocating for help, for support, for a listening here, and for opportunities, for a conducive environment for us, because we haven't had any support all this while. You know, well, I beg to differ in 2024, and we are able to still feed the nation. We were able to still do what we do. So imagine if we're given the right support, the right atmosphere, sustainable infrastructure for us to thrive in this industry.
So when you talk about support, what exactly do you mean? What kind of support are you talking about here?
Holistically, let's look at it holistically. So first of all, I say to people all the time, our policies in Nigeria are not perfect. Now, when I say policies, I mean the agricultural sector. Now, they're not perfect, but we have one of the best policies in black and white in this country. No policy implementation, no policy enforcement. You know, policies, they're laws that, you know, that's why we have the law enforcement agencies. But nobody is enforcing most of these policies. You know, because of time, I won't go into some that was recently, you know, approved. That is one. We need policy implementation. Policy implementation, then we need a lot of sensitization. We need to unlearn and relearn a lot of things as a people. I'll tell you something very basic in line with what Smith just said. People look at me and they say, oh, you can't be a farmer, you're lying to us. You look too good to be a farmer. And I mean like practically everyone. I had to go on some sort of campaign to say, the next time you see me and you make that comment, I'm taking it personal. Because how should a farmer look? I mean, a doctor or a surgeon gets their hands dirty in the surgery room with blood stains and what have you. But when they come out in public, they don't look like the way they look when they start stepping out of the theater. It's the same thing. Of course, when I'm going to the farm, I wouldn't have lashes. I wouldn't even wear my perfume, because then I want bees to finish me. You understand? But when I'm coming out, of course, I look presentable and what have you. As low and as basic as that, we need to change our orientation from the start. Because if we have had the right orientation and we've prioritized our priorities and we had continued like it was in the days of Babu Obasanjo's, where we built the cocoa house from the money we made from cocoa trading, and we have Peanut Medical Center, and then we have Soya University in the north, and we have Sesame Medical Center. We definitely, as a nation, we won't be where we are today, but our orientation and our priority, we need to work on it. So support, policy implementation, helping us with the NOA needs. Well, I'm glad they're coming tomorrow. They have a lot of work to do when it comes to our orientation. We need to unlearn and relearn a lot of things. And talking professionally, our farmers, our women, they need to be trained and trained and trained and trained. Again, basic things like you need insurance. This is 2025. Basic things like you can no longer do seasonal farming. You know, you have to do your farm in time, you know, like you have to be able to farm all through the year. Basic things like, as a farmer, your health is important. You also do need health insurance. As a farmer, you need to keep going for training upon training, because now everything is gone on tech. You know, we have what we call agricultural technology. So if we have all of this, and then we have the right kind of financial support, the right kind of financial support in the sense that accessible to funds that are affordable, accessible to equipment that we actually do need. I say it everywhere, not all farmers need a tractor.
You said it the other time, I remember, on the other program.
So these are the supports that we need.
Okay.
We need road infrastructure, because right now, one of the major reasons why food is expensive is logistics.
I'll come back to you, Malara. Yeah. Now, let me go back to Smith. Yes, of course. Smith, you said something, you talked about people thinking that farming is all about getting your hands dirty, and it's not it's not a neat job. So the mentality, that is what a lot of people think, their perception about farming. But here they're bringing in the youth. So in your opinion, or from what you've seen so far, what do you think, what kind of support do you think the young people need to be encouraged to go into farming?
Thank you very much. Youths in Nigeria, we need to change our perception about agriculture. Like our national coordinator rightly said, every field has its own prestige. And agriculture which put food on the table must be given a premium prestige, because without food on the table, no human being will survive. So our youth needs to get unlearn that mindset of, oh, I can't do agriculture. I'm not a poor person. Agriculture is not made for the poor. In fact, agriculture controls the economy. The reason why there is food security, the reason why food prices are skyrocketed, because we have few youths who are participating in the farming work. So take example, if we have the figure now 75% in the economy. If, let's even say 50% of youth get into agriculture, help maybe from the subsistence level, help their parents in agriculture. Because I grew up, I'm a farmer, I'm proud. I grew up with my parents as farmers. I learned the act of farming because I love it. It's what puts food on the table. So every youth needs to get this awareness that we can't do without agriculture. We need to unlearn that wrong motive that agriculture is a dirty stuff. It is something that sustains the economy. It is something that sustains our existence in this life. So it can't be over. The importance of agriculture among the youth, whether at a consistent or commercial level of farming, it cannot be overemphasized. Okay,
and also this word of perception that the people usually say, oh, poor farmers.
Poor farmers.
Poor farmers.
Ignorance, of course. Yeah. That's why we...
because they're no longer poor.
So the farmers had never actually been poor. It is those that the farmers that were not trained to understand farming to be business. Agribusiness, that had been poor. I am a farmer. I'm not Mrs. I'm not doctor. I am farmer Omolara Svensson, because every money I'd earned had come from agriculture.
Thank you very much. We'll take a breather here, and when we return, the conversation will continue. Don't go away.
Of the ruling is also dependent on another aspect or another arm of government.
Nowhere in the world will allow, under digital economy, for banks not to be dispensing domestic currency in that economy.
What will make this one different? We want to know what they do as occupation. All of these are attributes that our questions have been designed to investigate.
In a few days to come, you see that we are all around their own crannies and everywhere in Nigeria, telling people to cooperate.
Welcome to Nigeria Today. Welcome back. This is Still Nigeria Today, and of course we are looking at farming, women in farming, encouraging women in farming. And here I have a lady and a gentleman. Now, Obalara, tell us what is happening with NEWS24. What exactly is going on? What is up?
Okay, so we're 1 year, like I said, is our first AGM, and okay, so because we got approval from the Ministry of Agric, and we're attached to the Agric Extension Department, and now, not talking like a politician or anything, but this administration has been intentional about wanting to have food for us to maintain, to attain food security in the country. So we have been carried along, and we got support from them, and we're still getting support from them. So tomorrow we'll be having a seminar, which
tell us the date actually.
13th of February 2025, where already Abuja is filled with farmers. I think about 700 of us all over the 36 states plus FCT.
Women and youth?
Women and youth.
Yeah.
Women and youth. So, I mean, it's from Delta State, and we have from Yobe, we have Kogi, you know, Edo, everywhere. So, yes, we'll be having the seminar, which we have all the agencies underneath the agricultural sector. We have the NEPC, Nigerian Export Promotional Council, because I started with export of commodity, and I've tasted both. I've seen the good, bad, and the ugly of it. That lost money, made money, lost again, got up. So, and thank goodness that this administration is doing a lot with agriculture. That's why you see what we called what's trending agriculturists. That's what we call them. Everyone now wants to go into agriculture, which is good. So we have going to be having training on NEPC will be talking about commodity export. We have NAIC will be talking about the importance of insurance in agriculture. Last year we had no rain in Southwest, lost a lot of money. Those that had insurance were able to still smile, you know, and in the north we had flood in some part of it, which also affect our farmers. This is where insurance comes in. But you'll be shocked that even a lot of farmers that are educated will tell you, inshallah, rain will go fall, or inshallah, there will not be flooding. And then when flooding comes, everyone is like, who is going to help us? So, you know, these are the trainings and sensitization that I talk about. So we have NAIC, we have Bank of Agriculture coming, you know, all of these agencies under the administration, which I must say that not too long ago, you don't actually, I can't remember when, if it had ever happened, that women gathers themselves and youth in agric in one room and have all the agencies in the agricultural sector coming. The Ministry for Trade and Commerce is also going to be around tomorrow, you know, BOI. So coming together to say, look, we want to talk to, and for tomorrow we have more youth, you know, women and male than women like myself. So yes, that is what is happening tomorrow, and in the evening we're just going to celebrate ourselves as the gala night. Why I am really looking forward to the seminar, because it is really filled and jam-packed, and I say to everyone, it's for everybody, to be honest. Everyone is a farmer. To you that are consuming the food, you are a farmer. The woman that is selling it in the market, she is a farmer. It's an entire value chain. We have engineers amongst us. Those are the ones that fabricate the equipment that we use. And then we have food nutritionists, the ones that tells you how to plant, what to eat, what is in your we have researchers, those that tells you what is in your fertilizer, what is in your soil. So it's an entire value chain. We are in the Ministry of Health and the Ministry of Education. And an interesting thing that is going to be happening tomorrow is we're introducing technology into agric. So we have our partners that are into technology, tech expert, and they bring in what we call the agricultural technology and AI.
Oh, AI is coming to agriculture?
Yes.
That's interesting.
Yes.
That's
yes.
interesting.
AI is already in agriculture.
Can Smith tell us a little bit about that? Because he just he said yes.
Is there
tell us about that. The AI in agriculture.
Earlier, I mentioned that we at NWABD we have come to stay, and we come to revolutionize agriculture. AI is the talk of the town, and AI can help in cybersecurity. With agriculture, of course, you don't need security guards for your farm. with AI cameras, you are secured. You just need to monitor from your room and secure your entire farm. So that is what we are bringing on board. AI is revolutionizing agriculture and other sector. And of course, if we don't move with the trend of AI, we would be outdated, because the new trend now is you can have 10 hectares of land, probably with perimeter fencing and with CCTV cameras stationed at strategic points, and you monitor your farm. And in fact, you can use this drone to secure your farm, either in the morning when you are watering, or in the evening, just monitor around your farmland. So it helps security, it helps improvement of your product.
Okay, Omolara, tell us, I don't know if you mentioned where this conference or the seminar will be taking place.
Oh yes,
Okay.
but just before, just to buttress what it's going to say, what it said. So we are flagging off what we called Farm Assures, and it's AI driven, which would help with what we call real-time farming, from your stock taking up until your harvesting, and it's all done with AI. So yes, the training, the seminar is going to take place at Nikon Luxury here in Abuja, and it's a long day. We start at 8 a.m. in the morning and all through the day. And if you live in Abuja, either you are a farmer or whoever you are, our exhibition booths. So we have my Plateau women arrive with fresh vegetables. We had the Southwest had arrived with their elubo, their gari, and what have you. The Kogi women also had arrived. People from the Southeast, the Ebonyi had arrived. People from Zamfara also arrived with farm produce that are organically grown and processed at affordable prices. So even if you're not coming for the seminar or the training, of course you can go through our exhibition.
Are you
booths.
paying any amount to come into, Nikon Luxury for these
We as an
seminar?
association.
No,
Yes, we are paid.
Yes.
Yeah. Nikon Luxury is not
No.
Ministry of
I'm
Agri.
talking about like
Registration.
Okay, so
coming
our
in.
members have not paid, of course, but if you want to attend, you'd have to pay. You have to pay to attend the seminar to get all of this access and knowledge and what have you. But to come to the exhibition booths to shop is free.
Okay, now, Omolara, there's something that I pop up, and I know a lot of people want to know this. A lot of farmers are in the rural areas.
Yes.
So how are you integrating these rural farmers with this, your talk of AI and, technology and all of that? Is there any form of training for them to understand?
Okay, so
where
first
you're
of all,
moving
the first thing we did in my administration was to let our rural farmers, so we have a structure, we have the state coordinators, ward coordinators, local government coordinators, so we are everywhere, is to let our farmers understand the importance of getting out of the status quo. As the world is evolving, you have to evolve with it. So our mindset, I'm talking about, when I mean the grassroots people. I know you not forget the makeup, it's just here. So I meant the grassroots farmers. Our mindset is changing. Everyone is eager to learn. Everyone is eager to have a phone. Everyone is eager to, to be able know how to use WhatsApp. I have a lot of women that it was because of NWAPD today that they know how to use WhatsApp.
Okay.
So we are training them. And one of the things we're launching tomorrow as well is we're working with some agencies, I'm not going to call names, where we are going to be, so after tomorrow, there are trainings and we're all splitting out, where we're going to be giving out solar-powered Android phones to grassroots farmers so that they can be in touch with what is going on in the world, and through that we will train them on how to use it, and you'll be shocked how fast these so-called rural people learn and they pick up.
Thank you very much. This is where we draw the curtain on today's episode of Nigeria Today. A very big thank you to Omolara Svensson. She's first a farmer and the National Coordinator, Nigerian Women for Agricultural Progressive and Development Initiative. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure.
And also we had Smith Ogene Tejiri Oyibokuri. Okay, the National Public Relations Officer and Secretary, NWAPD 2025 AGM Planning Committee. Thank you so much for coming.
It's my pleasure. Thank you, ma'am.
And thank you for being part of the program. I'm Eukaria Clinton. Goodbye.